My name is Erin Ouellette, and I've applied to the Faculty of Engineering. My dad, he works for Manitoba Hydro. He's a civil engineer. So it was Take Your Kid to Work Day in grade 9, I remember, and I went to the big Manitoba Hydro building downtown with my dad. We did like scavenger hunts and stuff like that, little small activities. And then there was a bridge building competition with like popsicle sticks. So my dad, he was kind of the one who was like, oh, have you ever thought of doing this for the bridge? Have you ever thought of ways to make it stronger? And seeing the way that he can think, he was talking about the bridge and kind of a different way of thinking about it than I was thinking. I was kind of like, oh, this is really cool. Maybe this is something that I want to do when I'm older. So our bridge ended up winning, which was really cool. And that was kind of like the first time I really got to see just how my dad thinks as an engineer. After that day, I was kind of like, well, maybe this is something that I want to do because this is really cool. And my dad does it too. So when I grow up, I can be like him, working for Hydro or something like that. You get a little bit nervous just thinking about how much work you're going to have to put into it. But even though you have a lot of work to do, if you're enjoying it and you're enjoying what you're studying and what you're learning, it shouldn't be a drag to go to school and learn about engineering and what you're supposed to be doing and what you're working for in your career. Indigenous engineers make up a really small population of engineering. And for me, becoming an Indigenous engineer, especially a female Indigenous engineer, hopefully maybe one day I become a really good engineer, a really successful engineer. Little kids in small Indigenous communities, like where my mom was from in Ontario, will look up and see, hey, maybe that's something that I can pursue. That's something that I can do. I see somebody who looks like me doing this. I see somebody who comes from a background like mine doing this. That's something that I want to do. Because if you don't see anybody who looks like you in the field that you want to pursue, it's almost like, well, maybe people like me can't do this. Maybe people who look like me aren't fit for this. Maybe people who come from backgrounds like me can't pursue this career. There aren't as many opportunities. So that's really important to me. It's just kind of getting more Indigenous kids interested in the field of engineering.